I am Gilbert Nyambavu and we're coming to you from the UK. We have been attending the UK-Zimbabwe Business Expo 2025. And I'm joined today by the PEMSEC in the Ministry of Information, Mr. Nick Mangwana, who had a presentation today about the investment opportunity in the media in Zimbabwe. And PS, I just want to pick up from some of the points that you made in your presentation.
Sure.
You expressed bemusement over the fact that in all the presentations that we had about the opportunities in Zimbabwe, there was no mention of the media, and yet there's no investment or indeed any activity you can do without communication.
That's correct.
But I'm going to put this challenge to you. Yes, we were, in your presentation, you encouraged the media, the diaspora, to get involved in investing in the media in Zimbabwe. But the diaspora would feel that the media in Zimbabwe generally are not inclusive of the diaspora. The government approach is that leave no place and no people behind. But we don't see any presence of the media generally in Zimbabwe in terms of covering the diaspora. The public media itself, whether it's Zim Papers or ZBC, have no offices in the major diaspora centers of Zimbabwe, whether it's South Africa, the UK, Australia, wherever. How then are you delivering on your mandate of being available to all Zimbabweans wherever they are if you have no presence in these centers?
I think your question is very fair. And the position you are taking, again, appears to be progressive and fair indeed. We do have some major centers where there is a confluence of Zimbabweans, particularly transnational centers like the United Kingdom,
Yes.
South Africa being one, parts of the Americas as well.
Yeah.
I do not see anything wrong with these media, particularly public media, having chapters, you may call them, or bureaus, manned by people who are actually based in the diaspora in these places. So it's not going to be a long answer because the short answer is it's a progressive idea. I will look at it.
Short answer is, why has it not happened? I mean, it sounds like something that is very obvious to me. Why has it not happened?
First answer is I don't work for those public medias.
But you oversee them.
I oversee them. They have boards. The strategic position and direction is set by the boards. We set the police position. The police position is to be all inclusive.
Right.
Done.
Okay.
Then how they implement that is down to them. But now that you have raised that gap, we will nudge them in the correct direction. And all we can do as a ministry is nudge, because they will tell you about the cost, they will tell you all the other things that they will tell you. But I believe within the policy thrust of the Second Republic of being totally more inclusive, leaving no one or no place behind, capturing every Zimbabwe where they are, including them in the development of the country. That falls within that particular ambit, and it's something that we have to explore.
Yeah. One of the responsibilities of public media, you would know this from the BBC in the UK, is that it must lead in innovation and infrastructure development. You talked about the challenges that we're facing in Zimbabwe in terms of development of broadcast infrastructure, transmitters and all of that. We've also not made any progress in terms of digitalization. Zimbabweans, wherever they are across the world, should be able to access public media content wherever they are, whenever they want, at a time of their own choosing. And right now, if I wanted to access a ZBC program online, there isn't an app where I can find it. So you as overseers of public media, would you say you're doing a job?
Fabulously. That's the short answer. But that said, we have said to ZBC, you have to consider yourself and frame yourself as a technological company. And it means that you have to embrace innovation and the latest technology. We believe they've started going in that direction. I'm sure you are aware that they are accessible through some other social media platforms, particularly the main news. You will not be able to run the full spectrum of their programs on OTT, or over the top.
No, you can't run them live, but they should be available on demand.
They have a YouTube channel which sort of does that job. I will have to go and look at what they have in there, but all the archival programs and latest programs should be available on that channel. Whether they will expand those channels is something that we encourage to do to ensure that they include every Zimbabwe where they are, every Zimbabwean at the platform of their choice. And I think in these technological days, you have to make sure that where the people are is where you go. In fact, that's basic marketing concept.
Yeah. And still on that issue, PS, the other challenge that public media in Zimbabwe, broadcast side of it first, is content. There is no way in the world where a full spec broadcaster is its most watched program being news. Whether you go to SABC or BBC One, it's not news. But with Zimbabwe, it's news. That for me means we are not doing the right thing with the rest of the schedule. The issue that they raise is about money to fund content. Government has made an intervention there in terms of the license fees.
Correct.
When can we begin to see an improvement in terms of the rest of the schedule outside of news at NBC? And what is being done about that?
I think you have nailed it well. The biggest challenge with ZBC was being able to purchase content. From your long gone experience working for that broadcaster, you know very well that ZBC was not paying cash for content. It started doing barter trading with the content developers, and by so doing suffocated the market and the content producers. We have gone past that now. We are seeing a bit of trickling in of funds whose thrust is going to be to develop content, because whether you're on social media, whether you are on legacy media, it's all about content. That's what people go there for. So if your content is wrong, or if your content is old, if your content is archaic, you will not get the audience. But once you develop your content and your content is exactly what the market wants or needs, then you will see that you have the audience, you have the advertisers, and you have the correct reach. So that's what ZBC is focusing on, making sure that their content is up to the correct pitch and speed.
PS, you would appreciate as well that a public media, let's not focus on the ZBC alone, public media should be at the heart of a thriving content economy.
Correct.
The BBC is like that here.
Correct.
There's a thriving content economy here. They do a lot of content.
They work on a different budgets, of course, naturally.
All the same. But as long as your public broadcaster is not being effective, it means people who are in the creative sector are not doing content, don't have jobs.
But that's exactly what I just said. Are you accusing me of saying things that I just said?
Well, I'm accusing you of being responsible for this because you're the overseers of this.
That's what I said. I said from the 15th of July, ZBC is starting to receive the benefit of the new licensing regime, which ensures compliance. Now that we're in that space, we expect ZBC now to be buying content. It's not going to happen overnight because the content developers themselves, some of them had, moved to other things.
Because they're not being paid.
Correct. But now that there is a bit of money available to go down there, we believe we are going to develop a very good content production industry. And it's not going to happen overnight. It may not happen even in a year's time. Because obviously
you can't give me a when.
Well, it's starting now. And when it comes to whether it's content development or quality improvement of anything, it's always an incremental process. There is never a destination when I can say to you, on that day, we would have reached our destination because we're always chasing a moving target, because quality has to improve all the time. Standards have to continuously improve.
But PS mandate issues are obligatory. You can't say I need time.
Well, what did I say I need time to? I said for us to bring our content production or content sector to where we believe that it's meeting international standards, we need that money to now go down. And for us to get there, there's a lot that goes with it. There's the upskilling of the production of the producers themselves. There's also the land theory, the mistakes that they make and improve when they learn from those mistakes. That doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. It's not about the money. The money is going right now into that sector, but the improvement will be incremental. May take a little bit of time because we are already lagging behind. We will need to leapfrog it, and for that to happen, it may take a whole lot of money more than that we have right now. But definitely, the audience should be expecting to see a massive improvement in the quality of the content that's in the productions that are featuring on the public media.
Yeah, and when can we expect to see a ZBC bureau in London, a Zimbabwe's bureau in London, Johannesburg, or the US? Because the point here is that you are getting overwhelmed by social media. And you've attended events in the UK here. You will know that what you get on social media is not necessarily representative of the thinking of diasporans.
No.
The problem is that no one is coming here to capture the views of other people. There's no public media here at this event, and yet you agree with me that is very, very important. So do you realize the importance
I
of this?
very much.
And are you going to do more than just nudge?
No, I'm not going to do more than just nudge. Why? Because I'm a governance person. I respect the governance.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not committing the board to anything because that's why we put them there. If we wanted to run ZBC directly, we would not have bothered to put in a whole board to give the strategic direction to the corporation. But what we are going to do, there's an EGM coming up now. As a shareholder, we're going to express our wishes and desires and then leave it to the board to do their work. Without undue interference. And everybody should know that we do not interfere with the running of the company.
Not many people believe that.
Well, I have to repeat it. We keep on saying it, Zokororene Simba. We don't interfere with the editorial thrust. We do not interfere with the content. What we do is put a board in place at the AGM, give them the direction that we want, and once in a while, if there is any policy input from us, we do that. But should they need support, particularly in the legislative space, we provide, like we did with the Broadcasting Service Amendment Act 2025.
Finally, PS, one other point you raised in your presentation was you suggested that although we now have a lot of television stations in the country, some people erroneously insist there's one, there's more, and I agree with you. You said the new players are struggling because the market is not big enough for all of them. Do you not think it is your fault for having licensed more players than the economy can sustain?
No, absolutely not. What the role of government is to ensure that people can find expression in any sector of their choice. It's up to them, their innovation, their imagination to make that business viable. We should not put in bottlenecks to prevent or slow down progress. Now, every company that comes in there to run a broadcasting business should be innovative enough. They can make a combination or a hybrid between OTT and terrestrial or digital terrestrial. That way they can make money because other people are making money. Yes, the challenges that we're talking about in the broadcasting sector are not unique to Zimbabwe. It's affecting every broadcaster, it's affecting every media, be it print or broadcasting. Because obviously there's an audience migration to OTT. People are accessing news, are accessing media products on their phones.
On their phones, exactly.
So that has become, a whole different ballgame. So if you want to run a media business like we're in the 90s, it's not going to work. It will not work. So for everyone that's applying for a license to run any media business in Zimbabwe, they have to be very creative. It's no longer business as usual. You don't just wake up today and say, I've got a television license, so I'm gonna make money. From who? You will find that probably influencers are making more money than you as a corporation because they are speaking to the audience and they are in a platform and space where the audience is. So you are on your television. If I ask people how many have watched this program on television, probably not anybody. But how many have watched that, are aware of that this has happened using their phones? Maybe the multitude. So this is why I'm saying it's down to the corporations themselves or to the entities themselves. They do not expect the government to be running businesses. The only business we run as governments are SOEs or state-owned enterprises, which we run through boards. As government, we are
and don't run very well.
Most are being run very well. Ask the shareholder there, the Mutapa.
It's okay. And lastly, you talked about the problem of transmitters. We need 40. 48. We probably have 18.
Correct.
This is what we were saying when I was there 3 to 4 years ago. That says to me we haven't made any progress. What is the challenge?
Funding.
Okay.
There are other priorities. If we
like what? Like buying cars?
Hospitals.
Okay.
And vehicles are also necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, because you do not expect people to, like the army, to be running a whole military on foot.
On foot, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
They need the vehicles to do their jobs.
Yeah.
So whilst there is, people believe that we are obsessed with motor vehicles, we are not. But they're a necessity. Because even when I came here on Uber, the roads were full of traffic. All necessary vehicles doing their work, ferrying people from one point to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And considering that at the moment there's even the public transport system is not where we want it to be, vehicles become more and more necessary.
Yeah. Piers, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thanks, Gilbert.
All the best.
Cheers.
Thanks.